So you go on a long hiking trip, you carry all your gear, you get a wide angle lens, you want to take a photo of the beautiful landscape. And you take this beautiful photo, your sensor doesn't have enough megapixels, and you want to print this photo afterwards. And you notice that it is not as sharp as you think it is, or the details do not look as good as you thought they were. So how do we fix this? How do you turn your low resolution images, even though they're sharp, even though you're shooting at f11, how do we change that to a high resolution image, to something that you can print and be proud of, where every single detail can be seen? In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. This is a way that I use, and you should use too, to change your photos from low resolution images. And when I say low resolution, I don't mean like low resolution, but let's say from around 26 megabyte exports to maybe 60, 70 megabytes. So how do we achieve this? So let's look at this photo right here. This is a photo that I took with my 16 to 55 at 44 millimeters. It was a zoomed in photo, and it's not a bad photo. There's nothing wrong with this photo. It was taken at f11 at 44.1 millimeters at ISO 500. And it is pretty much a sharp image all around. But I feel like we can do better. So what is this technique that I'm talking about? First things first, the first tip that I can give you is use a telephoto lens. If you're gonna use a telephoto lens, you're gonna get this nice compression, even in the landscape, and you're gonna get more details. So how do we go from a photo like this to something way better? I've already prepared my photos. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 14 photos. So I took 14 photos with my 90 millimeter. So you can see here, it was taken with my 90 millimeter f2 prime. And I took 14 photos, all of them at f11. So each photo is going to be sharp by itself because f11 is usually the sharpest aperture. If I take 14 photos all at f11 and then I stitch those together, I'm gonna get one big photo or panorama where everything is going to be sharp, everything is going to have amazing detail. So how do we do this? Well, the first photo here is the bottom left of my image. If I go to the next photo, you can see it is the same frame pretty much, but I just moved my camera upwards a little bit and I took another photo. So I took a photo of the bottom left, took another photo of the top half, and then I moved to the right, took the top half, moved again, took the bottom half, and I kept doing this. And I took 14 photos. So it's first photo, second photo, and boom, 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 boom. You take all these photos, the top halves, the bottom halves, and you select all of them together here in Lightroom. And what you do is you right click and you do photo merge. And when you do photo merge, you can select panorama and just give it a few seconds. It will create a preview for you. You want to select the spherical panorama because we are going horizontally, we're not going vertically. If we're going vertically, you would use the cylindrical. It will take some time because there are 14 photos, and boom, there you go. Now it created the panorama for us. So there is a small issue here. Because I am freehanding it and I'm not taking exact perfect measurements, you can see that there are some empty spaces here. So how do we fix this issue? The easiest way to fix this issue is after merging your photo, you're gonna get it here in your Lightroom library. And then you're gonna hit right click and edit in Adobe Photoshop Beta. You can use the normal Adobe Photoshop, but at this point with the new generative AI, you probably wanna use the new Photoshop Beta. And using the generative AI, you can basically just select the empty parts of your image and just generate, and it will generate for you these empty spaces and try to predict and create what wasn't taken. So assume we already did that. We put it in Photoshop, we filled out the empty spaces, and then we brought it back into Lightroom. What do we get? Well, pretty much this is the result image. So you're gonna have a photo that is pretty much sharp all over. Look at this, look at the details in all of this. Now this part is not gonna be sharp, and that is because this part was generatively filled with AI. And that is fine, that is not an issue. But look at all the rest of the image. These are all the parts that were taken with my 90mm lens. And you can see here, everything is pretty much in details. everything is sharp, everything is clear. What you want to do then is edit your photo as you normally would in Lightroom. And obviously, if you want to enhance your sharpness, you can do that too. And then you export your image. Now, this image, how big is this image? That is the question. So how big is this image? Well, if you look here, this image is 76.5 megabytes. That is a big image. And if you compare it to all the other landscape images that have been exported, 25 megabytes, 20 megabytes, 18 megabytes, this is a 76 megabyte photo, which is really big. And this is something, if you print, it will look incredibly amazing. And that is it for this video. Super quick tutorial, a way to take your images to the next level, especially your landscape images. And instead of settling for one photo with a wide angle lens, you can use a telephoto lens to capture more details and change your images to super high resolution images that you can print. That's it for today's video. Super quick tutorial. Hope you guys learned something. See you guys in the next one. Bye.